Welcome to This Week in Spiral Knights. I have a lot to cover for you guys this week. First of all, this is something that I haven't really talked about before, but is pretty big in terms of news. Now, this is less Spiral Knights related, but this is a content creator, Jazz the Pirate, who does a charity event. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Grey Havens takes care of Puzzle Pirates and Spiral Knights. Jazz the Pirate does content for Puzzle Pirates, obviously, and they've been doing a yearly charity event for St. Jude. It's actually got me involved this year as well. It's basically a 24-hour live stream, and they get people to donate money. It's kind of insane for given how small the community is. They actually do really quite well. It's a pretty big event. You can see here there's a Tiltify already set up. This is going to go live. It's happening May the 2nd or May the 3rd, depending on where you are. There's a bunch of Puzzle Pirates prizes in there, but I would really appreciate it if some of you guys could rock up there as well. I'll give you a quick, this is the schedule. I'm actually on there. I've got a little hello from Spiral Knights, a little 15-ish minute video, giving a bit of a crossover. So if you are able to, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could tune in. There's the link over there, the Jazz the Pirates Twitch stream. As you can see, Saturday, May 2nd. I'll also post the links down below, but I'll give you guys a quick preview. This is the trailer for the event. So it's Sailing for St. Jude 100. I don't know what the 100 is, but it's mostly Puzzle Pirates creators. They've been doing it for, I think, at least over 5 years now. Donated quite a lot. Jazz is pretty involved. They were the 22nd, 20th highest, 18th highest fundraising community for St. Jude, 14th highest in 2024. It's actually massive, the amount they donated, and I think it's just really cool. So I'd love to see if we can get some of our community and people who watch me to tune in and do some donations yourselves as well, if you're able to. I'd appreciate it. If you want to, you can just tune in for the period that I'm taking over the stream, I guess, where my video is up. So you know, there's the schedule again. I'm not gonna cover the video. But yeah, I am live. I'll be on a small segment of that stream, but if you want to pop in there, I'm going to try to wake up for it. I think it's in the morning for me. It's like 5 a.m. or something when that happens. But I'll be in the Twitch chat, chatting around and donating myself as well. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would join there for a little bit of support. But yeah, shout out Jazz the Pirate. It's kind of an insane thing. I haven't seen that name in so long, Puzzle Pirates. Yeah, it's kind of similar situation as Spiral Knights. Quite an old game, but a dedicated community that keeps the game going. Now, that being said, over to Spiral Knights news. If you haven't seen, this is insane news. Rinth. You guys remember Rinth? The GOAT. The GOAT from back in the day, man. This guy, I think he's got like the most viewed Spiral Knights videos. Like he's done Solo Elite, Vanajuk runs, full runs of commentary, that type of stuff. Just insane. Big member of the community, and he posted a video this weekend, just 3 days ago, basically going over the recent updates in Spiral Knights. He's been checking out the game again. I'm hoping that he posts some more YouTube videos as well. It'd be awesome to have him return to the game. And I figured, I did ask the question last week, why was so many people coming back to the game? And it turns out it is from the Steam page. So on Steam, they did actually release an announcement on Tuesday, April 7th. So they actually did post it out. They basically consolidated all of the updates that have been happening to the game over the past few months, and chucked it on the Steam page on April the 7th. So there wasn't many announcements, before that. It was, I think the last one was like the Winterfest in December, which is a typical one. But this they listed as a major update. I think that's why a bunch of people came across. But it's obviously very cool to see. That's why there's been so much more activity in the game. Moving over to the forums. The forums have also had some activity from the Grey Havens devs, so there's been some news over there. We did have this one post that got a lot of traction. 52 replies this day and age on the Spiral Knights forums is actually unheard of. Like, this is insane. So this was posted, basically a petition to save the game from being reduced to one single mission. Obviously, that's talking about Vanajuk, and it's just, frustrating that that's the one mission that we can farm all the time. If we go all the way down, we have Captain Cleaver himself, I think, popping in and giving a little bit of feedback and talking about it. All the way down here. One mission to rule them all. Folks, thank you for your comments and suggestions in this thread. We are aware of this issue and have been discussing it for a while, not least in light of your comments. We don't yet have any fix. It's complicated and we don't want to make things worse, i.e. nerf Vanna. But we hope to ship some changes that will encourage playing all aspects of the game, not just one part of the endgame, which is kind of huge. Bear in mind that we are still in the weeds of updating the game's core technology, updating JWGL graphics drivers, which would be a big win for everyone, but it turns out is a big job. Once we're through that, we'll be able to focus on this problem as the next big thing. So basically, we're getting confirmation that once they've, you know, finished tuning up the game to make it as up-to-date as they can, then they'll be focusing on this issue as the next big thing, which is kind of awesome. I do think, you know, keeping expectations low, I think it is going to be some patches. I think just like buffing different things, maybe making some other missions a bit more valuable, that type of thing. But it should be pretty big. Hello, Brew. I have met so many returnee in Spiral Knights. Most of them are grown-ass adults now, including me. And yeah, exactly. A lot of people who are coming back are full adults now. Read that it was huge. I hate farming Vanna. It's insanity. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. At least the fact that that's the only one mission that you do once you've beaten the game. It's kind of annoying. But that's not the only communication that we've had on the forums. There was another post, lack of communication, just generally talking about how people don't, you know, Grey Havens hasn't been talking on the forums. And here we go, communication. I recognize that the last few years have been very frustrating, and despite having been working on Spiral Knights for over a year now, we've not done a great job of reflecting that in our communications. I'm sorry about that. Bear in mind, we're a small crew and we have not yet had anyone dedicated to community comms for a long time. Much of our reluctance to communicate a roadmap boils down to internal uncertainty about how long things take, what we could do when, and so on. For example, the Java update we recently shipped has been in the works for over a year. We had hoped it would take 3 months when we started. This is not untypical of game development generally, but if we'd announced it a year ago, it would have been frustrating for everyone. We also like to surprise people with new stuff. I acknowledge this may not be everyone's preference. Regarding boxes, we were trying to mix things up a bit. For example, we hoped the exciting new stuff would mean that folks didn't need an Equinox box, but when it became clear that players wanted the Equinox box anyway, we switched it on. Pog, we did ask for it. We learned something from this and we'll continue to try to respond when requests like this are made. That said, some old things will have to make way for the new. We have a new process for highlighting these issues. Both Clopper and I will be around on the forums and other venues like the Steam forums more often. Thank you for your patience. And they indeed have been on the forums a lot more. There's just a few more responses here and there. These ones are less impactful, just generally, you know, just Clotho, you know, responding, thanks for posts, that type of thing. Nice little memories and that sort of thing. But it's just very nice to see people talking on the forums again and getting the interaction. I do want to read this one as well. Thanks for your comments. We're considering how we can share what we're working on. Right now, it's literally JWGL upgrades. I don't know what that is. We might have that mostly in the bag, though. It's going better than anticipated and some new items. Pog, new items. Oh, hold on. We're having heated internal debates on how best to address a lot of the feedback here and elsewhere, especially the question on how to make the non-Vanna game more exciting and revise some of the long-standing issues with gear being less useful. One of the tensions is between big features and incremental change. We have ideas for both. Fun enough, we were just talking about orbit guns yesterday. Interesting. How much would we need to pay Grey Havens to remove the forge system from the game? I don't think we could pay them enough. Hopefully they do. Speaking of new items, this is something that just slipped under the radar for me. I don't know if other people were aware of this, but there were new slime items. There's bat wings, which I actually think look fucking sick. There's these slime bat wings and then a bat mask as well. The bat mask is a little bit interesting. It's got like a very pointed nose if you look on the side. Just thought I'd quickly share that. So that's a new item in the, I think the slime lock boxes, I'm guessing, is where that came through. So that's cool. Good to see. That's the forums. Do you think that Grey Havens should invest in switching from Java to other engine they can release their game on the mobile market? They tried doing mobile. They were a bit slow on moving across to it. They did have like a mobile game, but it wasn't quite good. If they transition Spiral Knights onto mobile, it could work. I'd be interested to see how it pans out. I personally think it's still a PC game, but I see a lot of people thinking that Spiral Knights would be great for mobile, so it definitely has a market. What is JWGL? Upgrades? Lightweight Java game library. Enables cross-platform access to popular native... Oh! Okay. So I guess that would open it up to other things. For mobile? I don't know if it does. I don't know if it's OpenCL applications. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's for mobile. But I guess cross-platform could mean I don't know what else. The only thing I'm thinking of is the Steam Deck. But still, that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's forums for us. I think that's everything I wanted to chat about over there. Moving over to the Reddit. We had 2 Darkfang shields. That's kind of rare. Where are they? 2! Wait, one guy got both? That's a tragedy. Dude, if I was in the party and I saw the ally getting 2 Darkfang shields, I'd be so mad. Old content for new content. I don't think this is anything. How do people view custom vanities without buying the costumes accessories? You can preview the items. Made by me. It's kind of cute. Very nice. I like the thickness of it. Apocrypha tomorrow. This is 7 days ago. We are back to the last week. Nice and easy. Quick, short, and simple, the way that I like it. Moving over to the Discord. I don't think there's anything night launcher wise. I don't think there's been any other updates. The special listings. We had Volcanic Wrench. I missed that. Kind of cool. The gear halos were back again, apparently. Weird. Didn't we just have them? I guess they're splitting it up, so different colors. Okay, that's fair enough. Anything else to check out there? I don't think so. That not too much. Furnace, not too much. Alright, kind of chill. Nothing too crazy, but that's everything this week. A lot of activity on the forums. If you haven't had a chance to read through the forums, it might be interesting. I'm also thinking of reading through this whole post, and I might do a separate YouTube video that'll release around the same time as This Week in Spiral Knights. Basically just reading through this and giving my own opinions. If people are interested in that, you might enjoy me just yapping for a little bit, and maybe it's something you can put on in the background to fall asleep. Anyway, that's everything in This Week in Spiral Knights. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in next week's This Week in Spiral Knights. I'll give you guys a little wave. Bye-bye. Goodbye now.